sucked the second half.
I don't have a lot of qualms. We made far too many mistakes.
Truly love playing on the road.
I love Florida. I just think it's awesome.
K-Nation, sponsored by 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Tonight on K-Nation, it's a matchup we've had circled on our calendars all season. Can K-State redeem itself after a loss in Lawrence last year? We'll break down the showdown.
Plus, indoor track season is underway, so we sit down with the new face of the Wildcats, Travis Geopfert, what the head coach thinks of his team this early on.
And it's the return of the voice of the Jayhawks, Brian Hanni. We chat about freshman Flory Bidunga, a big game against Iowa State coming up, and more.
Welcome into K-Nation. I'm Caroline Soro alongside Landon Reinhardt, and no matter who you root for, it was an edge of the seat week for hoops this week.
Wins or losses, it was exciting.
Yeah,
nonetheless.
sure
and
was.
A lot of basketball to get to. Let's start with the number 11 team in the country. You know them.
We have to.
We're talking about K-State women's basketball.
Yes, we are.
We had this game circled as well. K-State women hosting Iowa State earlier in the week. A Cyclone team towards the top of the conference to start the season. Wildcats led by 8 with 3 minutes to go before Iowa State forced overtime. K-State brought the pressure in OT, led by some miraculous shots from Taryn Sides. You saw that one there.
Just too good.
To complete the OT victory.
Midweek for KU was an impressive defensive effort, a 7-point home win over Texas Tech. Samaya Nichols made 15 of her game-high 20 points in the fourth quarter as the Jayhawks trailed, which set up the game for today.
And here it is, the Sunflower Showdown Women's Hoops Edition. First of 2 this season. They're back in K-State on the 22nd. Packed house, we were very impressed.
Look at that crowd.
Reminder though, no Ayoka Lee for K-State. Hoping to have her back by the end of the season. Kennedy Taylor got the start in her place. Jayhawks rocking the sweet powder blues today. The game started as a shootout. The team scoring on the first 5 possessions of the contest. K-State jumping out to a 20-10 lead. But KU went on a run to make it only 20-17 after the first quarter. The second quarter, not too crazy, at least not as crazy as the third quarter. A little foreshadowing. K-State locked it down defensively, allowing just 8 points, an 8-0 run to start the period, forcing a Jayhawk timeout. K-State took a 12-point lead into the halftime locker room.
And then, like you said, the third quarter is where the Cats really started to separate themselves. Samaya Nichols makes just her second field goal of the day right here. Yeah, you heard that right. Cats held her to a nearly season-low 9 points, but it seemed like for every step forward that KU made, K-State took a leap.
Big shot after big shot.
Yes, the shots were just falling from everywhere. 30 points and 5 threes in the third quarter alone.
You'll take that in a half.
Yeah, 15 of 23 from deep on the day, by the way. UT Dubs, the theme remained the same in the fourth. It wasn't so much a lack of offense from KU as it was just so much offense from K-State. All 9 Cats in the game scored today. 4 of them were in double figures, 60% shooting from the floor, and a deadly 65 clip from 3. Sanaya Copeland scored 16 in the fourth, but it wasn't enough. K-State goes on to win at 91-64, and we've got reactions from players and coaches.
I thought our group that started the game got off to a great start. The bench came in, and then when we were able to rotate back through, everybody was into the game.
I think we talk a lot about just like keeping it on the opposing team, just keep it pushing, everything like that. Yeah, so I think it's extremely important that all of us come out there and are able to do that.
I was thinking about it before the game. I'm like, wow, I used to be in the crowd like dreaming of playing in this game, and here I am, and so it means a lot to be here. And it was a fun game, so that makes it even better.
They're such a good team. They're a team where you make mistakes, they're going to capitalize on every single one of them. And, you know, that's what they did. And I think that's really where the separation was today.
I want them to be hurt, and I want them to be embarrassed because anytime you take a whooping on your home court, that should sting. Now, do we have a whole lot of time to pout? No, we don't, because we turn around and play a really good team.
And that team is a road game against number 21 West Virginia. That's what's on deck for KU, and a home game against number 9 TCU is coming for K-State. Both of those or on Wednesday.
I wish we had more time to talk about that game, but I just
so
want to
much
bring
to
up
unpack.
Taryn Side, so sweet.
Kansas kid.
And
you
a
gotta
lot of
love
Kansas
her.
kids in that game on both sides of the
Yeah,
basketball.
for
It was
sure.
a fun one.
It sure was. And it wasn't just women out there this week. A great week for K-State basketball just all together.
Yeah, according to Torvik, which is a ranking model like Ken Palm in college basketball, no team has played better than Coach Tang's squad in their last 3 games. Top of the country, fun fact.
They've been
It
rolling.
Started with a front-to-back beatdown at home against Oklahoma State. Then possibly the upset of the season so far.
Maybe.
A 19-point win at number 3 Iowa State. Notoriously hard venue. Cyclones haven't lost at home since 2023.
Woo.
Second half, all Cats outscoring ISU by 17. The win streak now up to 3.
It shows how resilient we are and how capable we are. Not many people may believe in us, but we show up every day at practice and we believe.
Just winning a road game, right? Like that was huge for us. We wanted to win a road game, wanted to show that we can win away from home, and because we got that kind of character guys and that kind of toughness. And so when we lose, it's one game, we move on to the next. This is one win, we're gonna move on to the next because it's the Big 12. And as soon as you think you can relax, you end up on a losing streak.
Watch this video. I've been watching this so many
Look
times.
at
It's so
him
much
go.
Fun. Next up, Cats are at Arizona State. If they win, they'll be back at 500.
Ooh, not the same fate though for Bill's Self squad. Number 11 KU survives a late scare from UCF. That was at home to keep a win without DeJuan Harris Jr. He returned to the floor yesterday, but then one of the biggest blunders maybe ever on the road at Baylor yesterday. The Jayhawks dominated the first half, leading by 21 points. That number then making history as the largest blown lead ever for KU men's basketball. Jayhawks go on to lose by 11 points as the defense gives up 60. Yes, 60 in the second frame. This team stunned by this loss.
Any loss is terrible. I mean, honestly, for me, I hate losing more than I love winning. So this one definitely stings. We had a big lead at halftime.
They were as good as we were the first half plus. And we were as bad as they were the first half plus. And just kind of a tale of 2 halves.
And you know what they say about the Big 12, Caroline. Never gets any easier.
Never gets easier.
Tomorrow night at 8 p.m.,
Iowa
number
State.
3 Iowa State in Allen Fieldhouse.
We'll be there.
Take us
It'll
a
be
break.
fun. All right, coming up, we're just getting started on K-Nation. We sit down with the new leader of K-State track and field, Travis Geopfert.
And after the break, anyone up for a Big Mac?
Me.
Jayhawk and Wildcat recruits get some of the biggest honors in high school sports. We'll break that down next.
From clearing land to building sheds or retaining walls to digging ponds, All Seasons Excavating and Landscape is here to turn your vision into reality. Our experienced equipment operators can create landscapes that increase your property's value. Call All Seasons Excavating and Landscape today.
Local people, local pride, local beer. This is our craft, the quest for perfection in every glass.
Blind Tiger Brewery and Restaurant, 37th and Kansas.
Hi, I'm Mark Macbeth, owner of Roof Max of Topeka. So many homeowners believe they need to replace the roof when all they need to do is recondition it with Roof Max. Call today for a free roof inspection. Let Roof Max show you the best way to save thousands and protect your largest investment.
Come on home to West Loop and Manhattan's West Side.
Tommy's Express Car Wash. Live brighter.
Bottle Caps, where locals gather on Manhattan's West Side for good times. Village Plaza West.
Smoothie King. Rule the day.
Visit some old friends, discover some new. Come home to West Loop and Manhattan's West Side.
If you've been injured in Kansas, or really anywhere, you need to talk to an attorney who has experience representing people who've been seriously injured. I've been doing this for 30 years, and it's all I've done since 1997. I'm confident that we are going to be able to get your case resolved, because this is all we do is represent injured people just like you.
If you've been in an accident and need my help, call me. I'm here for you.
I would highly recommend Denali Homes to anybody to come get their products from them, to come in and browse their store and talk to them about installation of most anything that you need for your home.
Well, Welcome back into K Nation. Now, as much as we love our burgers and our fries and our number 7 with no onions, the McDonald's All-American Game is about a whole lot more than that. It's the annual All-Star Game featuring some of the nation's top high school basketball talent.
And a few names on this year's rosters look familiar.
They
KU
sure
men's
do.
basketball signee Darren Peterson, a 6'5" combo guard from Ohio. He's selected the number 2 player in the country in ESPN's rankings and is the 52nd Jayhawk to earn the honor. One of just 24 players selected out of hundreds of nominees.
Pretty impressive. Over on the girls' side, KU signee Jalea Davis and K-State signee Jordan Spicer both made the team. Davis, a 6'2" 5-star forward, is the number 1 prospect in Kansas and the number 17 recruit in the nation, according to ESPN. She's also a Kansas native. Shout out Overland Park. Spicer is who ESPN calls the best long-range shooter in the class. She's also a 5-star, a 6'1" prospect out of Missouri, and the 10th recruit in the nation. And again, 2 of just 24 players selected. This game, both the boys and the girls, is in Brooklyn on April the 1st.
Right now is bright and the future is bright.
Absolutely. All right, well, coming up after break, we've got a big guest. We go one-on-one with new K-State head track and field coach Travis Geopfert as the spring season gets underway. That's next.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis,
988 provides direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support.
When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors
who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources.
There is hope.
You are not alone.
For 24/7 non-judgmental support,
call, text, or chat 988.
I wanted glasses I actually liked, so last time I paid $600. This time I went to Success Vision and got a pair that I love for $280. All in.
I was surprised by how many brands Success Vision offers. I was able to get the ultra-thin lenses for half of what I used to pay. The staff is really friendly and they're competent. They help me find glasses that really fit my face.
Eye doctor next door, same-day service, curated eyewear. It's just a good overall experience.
2 pair for $39 in an hour for less. Come see us today, Success Vision Express.
Car wrecks don't just happen from 9 to 5. If you're in a wreck, we're available 24/7.
Don't wait until tomorrow to get the help you need now. In a wreck, need a check?
Patterson Legal is the way to go. Call 431-0000.
Batter up at Play It Again Sports. We offer an extensive selection of new and used baseball and softball equipment from Wilson, Easton, Rawlings, Louisville Slugger, DeMarini, String King, Dudley, Mizuno, Marucci, and Nakona. We have custom uniforms. Try before you buy with our indoor batting cage. Bring in your quality used gear to save even more by trading in and trading up or get cash on the spot. We are buying all day, every day. Play It Again Sports, 21st and Fairlawn in the Fairlawn Plaza Mall.
From the night agent Gabriel Basso, you did your own skydiving stunt.
Knowledge dispels fear.
Does it?
It's not, let's jump out of a plane with a sheet.
Hope there's no holes.
Monday at 3 on 27 KSNT.
Welcome back to K-Nation. K-State Track and Field is under new leadership for the first time in over 3 decades.
Been a long time. Travis Geopfert, though, has been in Manhattan for a few months now, so he's starting to feel settled in. And I sat down with him to talk about how things are going for him in year 1, how impactful his staff is, and just everything he's loving about life in purple. Listen in. There's so many events in track and field and in cross country, of course. How important is it to have a well-rounded coaching staff? I remember a couple months ago when you announced, a lot of the people that you were bringing in with you. Just how important is it to have a well-rounded staff from top to bottom in all of those events?
I just think it's awesome, and it's the energy and the excitement that the staff brings and all the different events is, it's contagious,
Yeah.
And so when you see the distance runners doing well and then the jumpers are up next, just across the board. And the events that I've already mentioned, but Coach Jamrin and Coach Trey with, Coach Jamrin with the combined event athletes and pole vaulters, Coach Trey Brokaw with the middle distance events, Vienna and Stellar are just doing a great job.
Yeah.
And so it's just a lot of excitement across all the event areas.
One member of your staff we have to talk about, Tara Davis Woodall.
Yeah.
You coached her. She was in the Olympics. It's not every day that an Olympic athlete is back coaching, you know, athletes that are trying to go on and do the same thing, right? I mean, that's a crazy, you know, kind of 1-2 responsibility she has there. What does she bring to the staff, and what's it been like kind of rejoining forces and being on the same side as her in coaching?
She brings energy. She brings energy to the staff. So there'll be a dance party once in a while at practice, but she's just a great mentor, I think, for kids. And, you know, as we get further into the season and more into the competitions and the bigger competitions, she's going to be a great resource for these young athletes to tap into, and what it takes mentally to be prepared, you know, for success at the highest level. And, you know, our staff, obviously she's an Olympian, an Olympic gold medalist, but Coach Janvrin was actually an Olympic decathlete back in 2000, and Clive Pullen was an Olympian in 2016. I was fortunate to coach him in Rio. And so just the knowledge and the experience of the entire staff, these athletes don't have to stress. They don't have to worry. They know what they're doing is what needs to be done to compete at the highest level, and they've really bought into that, which is just fantastic.
Having coached in the SEC for a long time at Arkansas, to come into the Big 12, I mean, 2 very powerhouse track and field environments, you could say. What's maybe the biggest difference? What did you learn there that you're taking with you here? Kind of what are differences, similarities, and how can you translate past experience to applying it currently?
I did. I coached in the SEC for 12 years. And, you know, so to say the differences, I don't know yet. You know, I haven't been to a Big 12 meet yet, but I'm really excited about it. And I can say this, you know, in the mindset, you know, obviously when we were competing before in the SEC, was to be the best and to try to win everything all the time. And I think these student athletes and this administration and our coaching staff, it's the same mindset. It's to try to be the best and to try to win everything all the time. And we know that's a process, you know, and that's not always going to happen, and it certainly doesn't happen overnight. But that attitude and that energy, to focus on the process and try to be the best there is in any particular event that we're doing. These kids are trying to do that. And then on the recruiting front, we're trying to do that.
I think I remember a story from back in the fall from your introduction talking about putting plans together. Maybe they were training plans that were similar to Coach Revelto's, right? Or kind of taking a page out of his book, so to speak.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I learned a lot of high jump stuff from Coach Revelto. And he's a brilliant coach in the combined events and all the. He's just the guy can coach whatever he wants. Right. And so I've learned a lot from him. And I was fortunate to have a high jumper make the Olympic final just this last year, and Romaine Beckford, and a lot of the stuff I learned from Cliff Revelto. And so he's a great mentor, a teacher, and one of the best in the sport to have ever done it. And I hope, and I know all K-Staters know that, but I think it needs to be, you know, sung from the rooftops that he's just a legendary coach, and I'm really thankful he's helped me in so many ways.
Have you met all the other coaches, of course, and had some time with them? You know, Coach Hughes, Coach Kleiman, Coach Tang, those guys. I mean, what's that kind of been like, you know, behind the scenes in the department, getting to know them?
It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
The new guy at the table.
Right.
And so, you know, those head coaches meetings, I try not to talk too much, trying to just take it all in a little bit.
What's he saying?
Yeah. And so I was fortunate to know Coach Kleiman from back in our Northern Iowa days.
That's
and really appreciate him, and made a lot of phone calls to him too when our family was looking at moving here. So Coach Mitty and Coach Tang, like those guys, they're just great guys, and it's so fun, you know, it's interesting when you watch sports from afar. You're always cheering for your team, right? But when you know the coaches, it hits a little different, and you want it so bad for them, you know. And so truly rooting for those other programs and the other coaches, and you know, the end of the year football success was phenomenal, and cheering for our basketball teams right now, it's just it's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun to be part of, for sure.
Before we get into the thick of everything and things start picking up like crazy, what do people need to know about this team that you have here?
Yeah, I think this team is special. You know, this team is going to compete hard for Kansas State. They're K-Staters.
Yeah.
And you know, you say that, but it's just so. In collegiate athletics, you know, the landscape is changing, and Coach Kleiman had told me that before. Like, you need kids that want to be here,
right?
And these kids want to be here. They want to compete for K-State. They want to make the state proud, the school proud, their families proud, and I think that passion for representing their university is you can see it. And I just appreciate that about our student athletes and this place as a whole. And I'm excited to continue to build on that.
We're looking forward to watching you guys and, of course, getting everything going and moving outside, too. We're looking forward to some nice weather. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the snow melting. I'm not going to lie. Like, we need those upper 40s days and get this snow gone. But and everybody's been saying it. We haven't seen this in 30 years, and I hope that's
like,
accurate.
and I hope we don't see it for another 30 after this.
I know. Yeah. I know.
Well, Coach and I talked for a really, really long time. Such a fantastic conversation. But one thing stuck out that he kept going back to was that it's just a family vibe in Manhattan. His kids are loving it. His wife is loving it. He's loving it. Pretty cool to hear him talk about Manhattan.
I go back to Bill Snyder with the 2x4 saying family across.
Right?
It's been the thing in Manhattan for forever.
Exactly.
All right, stick around. We got more coming up on K-Nation. The originator of the real deal, Devin Neal. We're going to talk KU Hoops, the voice of the Jayhawks, Brian Hanni. That's next.
At Noller Ford, the Ford Power Promise is electrifying your drive. When you go electric, get a Ford Charge Station Pro with standard installation at no cost. Plus, we've got your back with 24/7 charging support. Experience volume pricing and personalized service today at Noller Ford.
Established in 2005, Sardo Countertops opened to transform houses into homes and to provide exquisite service throughout the Midwest. The result is a true masterpiece for your home.
Fidelity State Bank suite of online tools for banking really helped streamline our banking process. Less trips to the bank, the amount of time that we spent inputting data went down, gives us the opportunity to approve every transaction that comes in and out of the company, which is very helpful at preventing fraud. It's overall been a very good experience for us.
Fidelity Bank, we do business right here at home.
Have you been in a car wreck, but maybe you're reluctant to hire a lawyer? You feel like you're causing trouble, being greedy? You aren't. You have every right to seek payment for your medical bills, every right to seek the best treatment available, and every right to maximum compensation. If you've been hurt, call me. I've got this.
Hi, Clay Sherwood, Swims and Sweeps. I'm here with Frank and Dean, the CEOs at Cute. We have Hearthstone wood-burning stoves and fireplaces. We have electric fireplaces. So let Swims and Sweeps keep you warm this winter.
Upgrade your kitchen with help from Menards. It's easy to create your dream kitchen with Clearview Cabinetry, offering a selection of finishes made with the finest materials and built to withstand life's sticky messes. Clearview Cabinetry offers features like soft closed doors and drawers and cabinet accessories to match your unique style. Right now, get these Momo Mocha kitchen cabinets for $36.89.
Save big money at Menards.
Welcome back into K-Nation. KU men's hoops started the season #1 and they've dipped off a little bit, but they do still look good.
It's definitely got a chance still. Front row seat for all the action. Voice of the Jayhawks, Brian Hanni, making his triumphant return to K-Nation.
Yes, friend of the program.
I caught up with him one-on-one to discuss the path for Bill's self-squad the rest of the way. Voice of the Jayhawks, Brian Hanni, back joining us today. Thanks for joining us.
Of course.
I just want to start, outlook the rest of the season. Some injuries building up, but how excited should we be about this KU squad?
Well, I think if you look back at the previous 21 years of Bill Self basketball at Kansas, his best teams always seem to kind of find their stride as you head into February. And I think this club has a chance with the schedule in front of them, if they can get a big win tomorrow night versus Iowa State, to really get on a roll. And whether that leads to them getting all the way back, even with Houston or not, I think they have a chance to play their best basketball entering March. And that should be the goal of this team right now. Because like you said, they were without KJ Adams for a couple of weeks, but it was a good thing because Flory Bidunga emerged. They found a way to win without Dewan on Tuesday night versus UCF, and it was a good thing to see Diggy Coit step up. And so with some recent contributions from some of the new pieces that have taken a while to acclimate, I think you feel good about what we have. We're clearly way deeper than what we had at this time a year ago, but getting consistent contributions from Rylan Griffin, from AJ Storr, from Diggy Coit, and then finding a way to get all these pieces to fit back in together with the right usage. Now that Flory's going to be a 25-minute per game type guy, how does it fit with the return of KJ? These are the questions that February should give us answers to, but I like where we're at, and I like what history tells you of how Self usually gets the parts to fit and gets them to hit that high gear heading into the postseason.
I was going to ask if that all boils down to consistency. Is that how you see it?
At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. And Coach Self said for most transfers, it takes a semester. Well, it's been more than a semester now, and now we're in the back half of Big 12 Conference play starting tomorrow night. 10 games to go, and hopefully you'll start to see those guys on a more nightly basis be what they think they can be and what we've hoped they would be throughout.
I want you to gush about a guy for a second.
Yeah.
How much fun has Flory been?
Yeah, he's great. I love Flory.
Great kid, too. Holy cow, his smile's infectious.
Infectious smile, great personality, high energy, and as the play-by-play guy, we haven't had an above-the-rim type player since Udoka Azubuike. With all due respect to David McCormick, he wasn't like a lob-catching, rim-running, shot-blocking type guy. Flory gives Kansas a Udoka-like presence, only in a much younger frame. And what I love about it is, offensively, he's good for 3 or 4 rim finishes a game. So just throw the ball up, and with his 7'3" wingspan, he can go up and get it, throw down a dunk, high percentage offense right there. That's 6 to 8 points a game just on dunks. And then blocks. He and Joel Embiid are the only 2 freshmen in the Bill Self era, 22 years deep, that have had 4 games of 4+ blocks. We missed KJ for those 2 weeks, but maybe the best thing to happen to this team so far in 2025 was the way that Flory seized that opportunity, made the most of it, and now this coaching staff has to start to figure out how do all the pieces fit in with now what needs to be a very tangible 20+ minutes a game out of Flory Bidunga, no longer in a mere reserve off the bench type role.
He sure took that opportunity and ran with it. Last question here. Tomorrow night against Iowa State, this place is going to be loud as all can get out. What are you expecting against the Cyclones?
Well, obviously they had the upper hand up in the Hilton Magic, and they're always so tough up there. And they've given us some fits down here over the years, but there's something special about this place. This should be as loud as it was for the Houston game, as loud as it was for the North Carolina game, maybe even as loud as it's been all year in this new 15,300 configuration, because I think fans realize for Kansas to be where we want to be come Selection Sunday and to have any say in the Big 12 race between now and then, you got to win this one tomorrow night. TJ Altenberger's a great coach. He's got a great team that D's you up, and they can heat you up and hit a lot of big-time shots. I thought their transfer pieces in the post at times, like Jefferson, really took it to us in the first meeting, but I look for Kansas to come back with a vengeance, as they almost always do. Keep in mind, it took almost 20 years for somebody to sweep a home-and-home over Bill Self in Big 12 play. I don't expect that to be the case this year with Iowa State.
Should be a fun one. Brian, thank you so much.
Always a pleasure, Andy.
Always a pleasure. We're going to be right back.
All right, stay with us.
If you've been injured in Kansas, or really anywhere, I'm confident that we are going to be able to get your case resolved, because this is all we do is represent injured people just like you.
If you've been in an accident, call me. I'm here for you.
Get ready for adventure with a new RV. New Keystone Hideouts starting at just $14,995, or choose from over 25 used RVs starting at just under $5,000. It's RV show pricing without the RV show. Visit Noller RV for the best deals.
You should choose NCS because they combine technical expertise and professional customer service, ensuring that we can run our operations smoothly and focus on the high quality programming we can provide. Their team is trustworthy, responsive, and invested in your success.
Greatness is a choice. It requires passion and grit.
We don't hold the trophy for the greatest senior living community on the planet for nothing.
Is that a thing? You bet it is. When it's time for what's next, join the McCrite team and choose greatness.
All right, team, who are you rooting for to win the big game? Me too.
No matter who you're cheering for, trust the real champions at Messler Roofing, Siding, and Windows.
Just because you live in the city doesn't mean you can't enjoy the Kansas experience. Whether you're heading to the office or kicking up dust on country roads, Lewis Toyota has the right vehicle to fit all your needs. Lewis Toyota is proud to be part of this community and all the diverse experiences that make it ours.
Live's got an eye for fashion with Laverne Cox.
Best place to shop is in your closet sometimes. Well, in my closet.
Yes, sure. Exactly. Plus actress Olivia Holt from Hard Eyes.
Monday at 11 on 27 KSNT.
Welcome back to K Nation. We got a big game coming up tomorrow. We teased it at the beginning of the show. can't even find a line from Vegas. They think it's going to be so close.
Right. KU still slight favorites in this one, though I bet Bill Self was not too happy. K-State is making Iowa State come to town off a loss. KU's minus 150. You bet 15, you win 10 for a payout of a grand total of 25.
Two teams off a loss, going to be some haymakers thrown. Carolina's going to be there.
I'll be
Big
there.
game coming up on Wednesday. K-State, TCU for the top of the Big 12 Conference.
fun.
Thanks for watching K-Nation.
Have a good night.
I honestly believe the oranges that we ate at halftime that Baylor provided was probably the reason why we sucked the second half.
Thanks a lot. God bless. Go Cats.
Getting dessert, Coach?
Yes, sir. I don't know where we're going. We're getting dessert.